Little Joe came by for a visit. We don't see a whole lot of him anymore. I can't leave the door open anymore. It's too darn cold for that this time of year. And the winter bugs like to swarm in when I try. But every now and then I'll hear a noise, and they'll either be Little Joe or his sister or a big dark adult possum that I don't recognize, that I always hope might be Bob, but he always just runs away immediately upon seeing me, so I know it's not. Even Little Joe here, although I don't see him very often, once a week probably at the most at this point on average, he still recognizes me, he still recognizes my scent, and he still comes inside. This is the first time I've tried to get him inside in about 2 weeks or so, I think. But the food dish was empty when I heard him banging around on it, so I opened the door. He looked up at me, I pet him, I grabbed the bowl, brought it inside, and he followed. And then I closed my screen door to fill it up, and of course the noise scared him and he got desperate to try to get out. I pet him to try to calm him down, but it didn't really work, so I got a handful of food as quickly as I could out of the bag, put it in the bowl, put the bowl right next to him. As soon as he got a whiff of it, he calmed right down and dove in, and now he's a happy boy. And he sure splashes a lot of water around while he's lapping it out of there. Look at his cute little face. He's sprinkled with water all over, and he's just slurping that up. I'm gonna have to refill that for him. He's a thirsty boy. Look at all that all over the mat. I don't usually like to bring the water inside because they are notorious for spilling it everywhere. Oop, he just finished it off. Let me put this on pause and we'll get him some more water. And here we go. Fresh water for Little Joe. He dove right back in the second I set it down for a second. Now he's back to getting his grub on. He's a happy boy now, and still messy as always. Last week I heard a little ruckus outside, and I went out and I saw him climbing up the backside of Sugar's 7-foot tall tower cage, which is part of her catio. And he climbed right up on the plywood roof of it. Just hung out there, and I went over to him and poked my head up, and he bared his teeth at me and showed how tough he was. But yeah, he wasn't quite as comfortable out there as he usually comes, knowing the familiar territory when he deals with me on my steps or my front door. But I let him smell my hand. He realized it was me. I pet him. He was pretty okay. So I went and got him some food and water, brought it out to him. He ate it. Hi, Sugar. Oh, see? He's not going to hurt you, Sugar. Yeah, so he went through at least 2 dishes full of food and some water. And he just kept hanging out up there. When I went to go collect the bowls, I found he was still there. So I found a little cardboard box. This was probably like 9:30 at night at that point. Taped it all up, cut a hole in it, and put it up there on top. And as soon as he was done eating, he climbed inside. To my knowledge, he may have spent the entire night there. He was gone the next morning, of course, but he hasn't used it since that I've noticed. I've left the box there. I thought maybe he might have a new hangout or something, or something had spooked him and he needed a hideaway. So I gave it to him. He used it. It's still there. Maybe I'll build something a little bit more permanent and weather resistant in case he feels the need to return in the near future. I don't know, but I'm glad he's still around. His brother Fred, I haven't seen him in a couple weeks now, but I'm certain he's still running around, just sporadic as I see him. He's not growing as fast as Little Joe. So now Little Joe is considerably bigger than Fred, whereas initially they were the same size when they wandered over to my place. Their sister too. Sister's about the same size as Little Joe. I think she might have a lot to do with why I don't see them as often, because she would intimidate them. She's never warmed up to me. I see her quite often. I might hear something rattling around in the bowl and I open the door. More often than not, it's her. but she'll scurry off right away and go into the box that I had set up for Bob to live in. He never used it. She'll hide in there, but she'll immediately pop right back out and come to the steps to try to finish her food, and I'll be sitting there watching, and she'll want to come up, but she's so hesitant that she ends up changing her mind about 20 times up and down the steps before she ultimately goes away, and then I have to close the door before she'll come out and finish her food. But yeah, she's cute. She doesn't have the white tipped ears that Joe does, and I don't know if it's prevalent among all females or not, because I don't think I've seen very many that I'm aware of, but their face tends to be a little rounder than the males. Males seem to be a little more pointed, so when I get a look at her, I now associate her with a feminine possum face. Well, anyway, let's say hi to little Joe one more time before we close recording here. How you doing, my friend? Good stuff? You happy, healthy boy? Happy belly? Happy taste buds? Good boy. Send Fred over. I miss Fred. To see him too. He was always more skittish than you are anyway, so it might be harder to get him to come say hi. If you see Bob running around, send him back home. Miss Bob. Hope he's still out there. Okay, little Joe. Say hi. Say hi to everybody. Hey, little Joe. Hey there, little Joe. Okay, we're off now.